The deep void of space stretched endlessly, a canvas of black punctuated by the cold glimmer of distant stars. Somewhere on the outer rim of the Vega sector, the Galactic Empire's defense network was on high alert. Alerts blinked red and amber across the bridge of the Imperial cruiser Oblivion, reflecting on the faces of officers who hadn't slept in cycles. Every sensor was tracking every blip, every particle of movement, yet none had predicted what was about to appear. "Lieutenant Carter, what in the universe is that?" Commander Jonathan Harlow's voice cracked across the bridge, tense but laced with disbelief. Lieutenant Riley Carter, a young but sharp officer, pointed to the massive projection screen. "Sir, that's no registered vessel. I've checked every Imperial database. No signatures, no identification, nothing." Harlow's jaw tightened. His knuckles whitened around the console. "And it's moving directly toward us. At warp speeds. There's no chance of negotiation, Lieutenant. No escape. It's heading here." The bridge fell silent. Every crew member understood what those words meant. The Empire, a regime known for control, order, and crushing dissent, had never faced a threat this unpredictable. And now, chaos was coming. Commander Harlow felt the weight of history pressing down on him as the unknown vessel tore through the Vega sector. It wasn't just an unidentified ship, it radiated energy the Empire hadn't catalogued. Sensor readings suggested mass far beyond what a conventional ship could carry, with engines that defied known physics. "Shields up," Harlow ordered. "Prepare all batteries. If it tries anything, we respond instantly." Lieutenant Carter hesitated, her fingers trembling over the controls. "Sir, we don't know if it's hostile. What if we provoke it?" Harlow slammed his palm onto the console. "We don't have the luxury of diplomacy, Carter. If we wait, it'll reach the core systems before we even blink." The crew scrambled. Alarm sirens blared as emergency protocols activated. But even amid the chaos, there was a strange rhythm to the approaching vessel's movement, as though it were aware of their every maneuver, predicting each attempt at interception. In the command corridor, Harlow turned to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Maria Alvarez. "Get the intelligence officers on my line. I want everything we know about anything even remotely like this." Alvarez shook her head. "Sir, nothing matches these readings. It's as if it came from outside known space entirely." "Outside space," Harlow muttered. The words felt like a curse. For centuries, the Empire had claimed dominion over the galaxy. Yet here was something alien, enormous, unstoppable, ignoring their authority. The vessel loomed larger on the projection screens. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, twisting and folding, reflecting the stars like fragments of shattered glass. No weapons were visible, no communications signal. Yet the Oblivion sensors registered an overwhelming power signature, enough to vaporize entire planetary sectors. "Commander," Carter whispered, voice trembling, it's slowing down." Harlow squinted at the display. Indeed, the ship decelerated as though intentionally, hovering near the fringe of the Vega sector's defense perimeter. The momentary pause didn't bring relief, it brought fear. The Empire knew from experience, such precision, such patience, meant intent. Then the voice came. Not through comms, not as a signal, but as a sound that resonated in the minds of everyone aboard the Oblivion. It was neither human nor machine, yet both. It said a single word. "Leave." Harlow froze. The command wasn't a threat. It wasn't a negotiation. It was an ultimatum. Back in the Vega sector's orbit, planets that once thrived under Imperial rule now trembled. Communications went dark. Supply routes vanished. Panic spread faster than the unknown vessel could travel. Harlow's Oblivion became the first line of defense, yet the crew felt powerless against a force that didn't abide by the galaxy's laws. "Commander, our ships can't touch it," Carter said. Her hands shook over the targeting console. "Every cannon, every missile, it's like it passes through our weapons without resistance." Alvarez gritted her teeth. "We need a plan beyond brute force. The Council, if we reach them, they'll just declare martial law. That won't stop it." Harlow swallowed hard. He had spent his career enforcing the Empire's iron grip. He had believed in order, in hierarchy, in control. But now, faced with this unknown, he felt like a relic. Then we find out what it wants, he said. We adapt. Or we die. Suddenly, the vessel pulsed with energy. A wave of force slammed the Oblivion, knocking crew members off their feet. Consoles sparked. The bridge lights flickered. Yet the pulse did nothing else, no weapon fire, no destruction, only a silent message: we could destroy you if we wished, yet we haven't. Carter's eyes widened. It's testing us. Harlow exhaled slowly. Not just testing. Waiting. Watching. Judging. Hours bled into one another as attempts to communicate failed. Harlow ordered drones, probes, anything to breach the vessel's shield, but each attempt was met with the same ineffable resistance. Meanwhile, planets in the Vega sector began to rebel, not against the Empire, but against fear itself. The Empire's once absolute control was slipping, unraveling under the weight of something it could neither understand nor command. In a quiet moment, Alvarez whispered to Harlow, "Do you think it's sentient? Not just a ship, but alive?" Harlow looked at the projection screen. The vessel's surface shimmered again, 1,000 colors flowing across it like a living organism. Yes, he admitted. And if it is, we might be the first to test its mercy. The Empire's High Council sent urgent messages demanding retaliation. Harlow intercepted them but didn't respond. Strategy sessions devolved into panic. The crew whispered rumors of impossible things, the vessel absorbing entire fleets, bending light and gravity, reading thoughts before spoken. Harlow realized the most terrifying truth: the Empire, the galaxy, had never faced an enemy it couldn't manipulate, bribe, or conquer. Then the voice returned, louder, more insistent: leave. Now. Harlow clenched his jaw. We can't, he said. Too much at stake. Alvarez shook her head. No, sir. At this point, nothing's at stake, everything is. By the third cycle of observation, the Vega sector was unrecognizable. Imperial fleets had scattered. Systems were in revolt. Panic and fear rippled across every colony. Harlow's Oblivion remained the last organized defense, yet the ship itself seemed to shrink in the presence of the alien vessel. The unknown ship descended into the system's core, a monumental shadow blotting out stars. Harlow stood on the bridge, sweat beading on his brow. He felt every life aboard his ship hinge on the next moment. Commander, Carter said, voice tight. It's contacting us. Directly. The vessel's energy pulsed, forming shapes, holographic, impossible geometries that the human mind struggled to comprehend. Then the voice, now clear as any speaker. You were warned. You cannot control. You cannot escape. You must choose. Harlow swallowed hard. Choose what? He demanded. Obedience is not required. Leave or perish. Your empire has failed itself. The message struck deeper than any weapon. Harlow realized the truth: the Empire's strength lay not in fleets or technology, but in obedience and fear. And without it, they were nothing. He turned to his crew. Prepare to depart. We cannot fight this. We survive by leaving, by admitting our failure. Carter's hands trembled. You're sure? Harlow nodded. If we stay, we die. If we leave, we live. And maybe, just maybe, we learn humility in the process. The Oblivion disengaged its engines, following the unspoken guidance of the alien vessel. It moved not with weapons, but with intention. Planets below watched in silence as the shadow of the unknown force receded, leaving the Vega sector in quiet chaos, but alive. As the last signals faded from their sensors, Harlow whispered to Alvarez, This changes everything. The Empire isn't what we thought. It's nothing without order, without respect for life. Alvarez looked out at the stars, reflecting silently. And yet, maybe there's hope. If we survive, maybe we can rebuild differently. Not with fear, but with understanding. Harlow exhaled, the first sense of relief he'd felt in cycles. Then we survive. That's all we can do, for now. The alien vessel vanished beyond known space, leaving only the memory of its presence, a warning, a judgment, a lesson. And in the silent void, the Galactic Empire reeled, humbled, and irrevocably changed.